All right. Hello, dear friends. I hope you are doing well. Today is the walkthrough video for Tuesday. It is February 18th and try three week one. And today your bell work is asking you, using this picture perhaps if it jogs your memory, to describe the transmission cycle of West Nile virus. Here, I'll make it a little bigger, hopefully for you. So you can see the picture is here. You're going to turn it into words, like leveraging our understanding of what diagrams with arrows mean. Today, we are again working to mitigate the effects of West Nile virus. By the way, I finally have figured out how it is styled. It is styled like that. West Nile and then lowercase v for virus. Remember, you're creating science and foreign policy. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the rest of the week and then project three, task three. A reminder that final T2 grades are coming later this week. I do have all week to do them, and I am taking that whole week. Um, see Canvas. Okay. So I looked at the weather. I don't know if I looked at the weather in this tab. I have quite a few sets of emotional support tabs open right now. And I handed out paper things. Happily, the assignment we're doing Wednesday and Thursday, you can choose to fill out digitally, but I do know that some people prefer looking at paper. So I gave you the paper items that you will need to do the work we're doing in class Wednesday and Thursday. Whether you are here or absent, whether we are all together or there's a 2 hour delay, those are the things that we're going to be working on. I'm excited about those for you. We're going to take a look at how we can use biological tools to think about building biotechnology to genetically modify mosquitoes, but that's for later. Right now, I wanted to show you this list of policy kind of categories that people often come up with. And I've sort of listed some potential economic impacts and some environmental impacts here. So please pause the video and take a look over these because this landscape is kind of where we're going to root our work. Okay. One of the things that is interesting for people is that like a lot of people think that education campaigns or that public messaging is doesn't work. I just wanted to show you this. You can click through. It's in close to slide 200. The city of Miami Beach, which is this little island in Miami where the beaches are beautiful and there's a lot of nightlife. Frank and I had an opportunity to go a couple years ago. They have this whole fake reality TV thing to try to convince college students not to come to Miami Beach next month on their spring breaks. So, like, in case you were curious, the idea about public messaging, like to solve problems, the city of Miami Beach is having that problem right now. So I encourage you to watch it if you are so inclined. Um, it's so interesting on many levels, but like public messaging is something that municipalities are thinking about right now to try to change behavior. If you were not in class, we heard from each of the five groups in our class with their ideas. One thing I thought was really interesting is that the interest groups have some really different ideas, and I thought that was really interesting. We are going to kind of press pause on task three. You'll be submitting it after we do our insight into biotechnology tools. We'd stop here and do a biotech lab, but winter weather means that I typically don't prepare labs that can spoil or go bad until around spring break. So that's where you'll see that lab emerge in our curriculum. By the way, what's the biggest engineering constraint? A lot of time it's time, but oftentimes it's money. And so a lot of people had a lot of really good ideas here. And the question comes up like, how do you fund it? And if you do have funding, how do you prioritize that funding between high cost and low cost things? Vaccine development, where's this slide? Vaccine development is expensive. And also, if you manage that sustainably and you can get some really big impacts, right? We are seeing the effects of that every day, and the effects of what incomplete immunization has on populations around the country right now. This is the group instructions for day two. They're at the bottom of the document that I posted on Canvas on Monday that has like the your prompt and the deliverable that you were to make. What you're going to do is take that deliverable and kind of unpack it here into this document, Groups Divided and Conquered. And then the other part of it is making a model with a descriptive caption of one of your prevention strategies, the one that kind of floats to the top for your group, given your role. and how that interrupts the disease cycle. Remember, all good models include components, interactions, and mechanisms. For me, this is calling out for a flow chart, like many of the charts that you've seen in Unit 4. In particular, you can think about the size of the arrow, whether or not it has a pointy arrow end or one of those inhibition block ends, the direction of the arrow. You might need to put text above the arrow to talk about whether the arrow means the process happens faster, that it is caused by the previous process, whether you're increasing the effect of what comes down the road in your flow chart. So lots of different ways to do it. And then in your cooldown, I'm asking you to use the word increase or decrease to describe the charting that you did. And so if you can't do this increasing and decreasing a couple times, you need to go back and redraw your group's flowchart. If you were absent, your groups might have started on this, but so you might use that flowchart to answer this part. All right, that's it for me. I'm talking to nobody. I'm making a boring video. There's nothing to Zoom. Bye.